Hi everyone, my name is Nader Diab. I'm the founder of the Globe Jumpers, and today I'm delighted and I'm very happy to be here to talk to you a bit about what I do and why I've been invited by DHT to talk about my blog and foundation. Thanks for having me. In case you're wondering if this is a real picture or it's Photoshop, it's actually a very real picture. Does anybody know where that rock is? Not really. It's located in Norway. It's called Kjæra. It's a natural formation rock in Norway. This is my buddy Imad, with who I founded the Globe Jumpers. He was doing an exchange in Norway in the University of Bergen, and he got the chance to visit that spontaneous place. So this is me and this is him. And my name is Nader Diab, like I said. I travel around the world. I love traveling. And I'm a biologist. I did my bachelor's degree in biology at the Université de Montréal. And at the same time as I was doing my biology, I was traveling around the world. I was always fascinated by traveling, and I started traveling when I was 18. Originally, I'm from Lebanon. I came here to study and fell in love with Canada, fell in love with traveling, and I just started going through my passion and exploring more the positive side of traveling. I'm also doing my postgraduate degree in McGill and public relations and communication management. At McGill, they call me a public relations guru and a world traveler. I like that. And I'm also a philanthropist. I'll tell you more about the philanthropy side behind Globe Jumpers. But first of all, I just want to give you a brief introduction about what is the Globe Jumper and why I was invited here today. This is also Imad. He's my partner and the other Globe Jumper with who I travel with. He is 30 years old. I'm also 30 years old. He has a bachelor's degree in environmental science, and he's a hostel owner. He has his own hostel running. We called it the Globe Jumpers too, but it's located all the way in Lebanon. So that's us jumping around the world, and our motto and our catchy phrase is turning dreamers into jumpers, one adventure at a time. Why turning dreamers into jumpers? Well, because first of all, we started traveling around the world we've been traveling around the world for 12 years now, and we realized that we wanted to give a little spice to our what we've been doing and to our missions, and we wanted to bring along people to travel with us and give the opportunity for other people to be able to discover the world. But who we really are, just to give you again a brief introduction, the Globe Jumpers is a humanitarian and adventure travel movement that was founded in 2012 in Montreal. We've been best friends from childhood, and we've been united by the love of travel. We met actually at the Université de Montréal. Both of us were doing a bachelor's degree in biology. Reunited by the love of traveling, and we've been to a lot of exotic places. And through the years, we've shared experiences that have left us with a thirst to explore more and travel more. I mean, I've been to a lot of countries in my life. I've traveled to all the continents, and I had the opportunity to enjoy myself and share all these adventures with my buddy. And at the same time, we wanted to. When we were traveling together, we used to have a habit of just taking pictures while we're traveling, but we wanted to be jumping in our pictures because it's more exotic and it gives a better effect. So yeah, I'm just going to show you a few pictures of where I've traveled around the world with Imad. This is in Berlin, this is back in Lebanon, back home, this is south of France, and Costa Rica, this is in Panama, this is in Canada, in the West Coast, San Francisco. And I have a lot of nice mottos that I share on my social media. I always say if your dreams don't scare you, they are not big enough, and they really are not big enough. This is on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro on 6,000 meters. This is also another one, and this is in Panama too. And yeah, We started posting our pictures online. Some of the pictures you just saw, we started posting them online on Facebook and Instagram. It was in 2012. Back then, social media, Instagram, Facebook, and using social media was still at the beginning. We were still kind of new to this. And we kind of met a travel blogger, and he told us, why don't you post. I was not a big fan of social media. I used just to take pictures for myself, and he told us, why don't you share your pictures and put them on social media. And this is when we started. This is when we came up with the catchy phrase globe jumpers, and we started posting our pictures, and we got a lot of nice feedback. We got a lot of followers. I mean, I think in 1 month we got like 10,000 followers. We applied for the Amazing Race Canada. We didn't get accepted, but our video was viewed, I think, like 50, 60,000 views, so that gave us a lot of attention. And yeah, and we both, that was after traveling together for 6 years. We both knew that we had a nice passion for traveling, but we wanted to do something more. You know, when you start a blog, when you start doing something, you know, you don't want to be considered like everybody else. There's a lot of travel bloggers online, so we wanted to do something more to what we've been doing. So the idea of Globe Jumpers was born, a travel sharing platform, and you know, little did you know, a lot of people were tagging us in our jumps and sending us pictures on Instagram, and it was overwhelming, and it was actually very fun to see all this attention. But what is really our vision? You know, after years visiting local communities, the way we travel is we really love backpacking. We don't do all-inclusive. We do last-minute travel. We don't really search a lot. We don't really book a lot. We just go there and try to live with people. We hitchhike a lot. We try to, I mean, I've slept in places in Burundi and Rwanda next to people I don't know. I've been invited to places I don't even in China when I was in China. I'll tell you the story later. But yeah, this is the way we travel. And you know, when you travel, when you travel that way, you kind of see the real life, how people live. And you know, we've been to places in Africa and in South America, and where we wanted to actually give more visibilities to people, and actually not just show the beautiful side of traveling, but also show how we can help people. And we always like to get in contact with people and get to know them, and we don't like to be treated as just tourists. We like to be treated as locals. So the Globe Jumpers is actually a non-religious, it's an apolitical, it's eco-responsible travel sharing platform. I don't know, back here I was 22 years old. I was a bit stupid. Today I would not take this picture. This bear actually just woke up from hibernation, and after showing this picture to a trooper, he told me that you're really stupid because he could have actually jumped on you and eaten you. So and we're a socially conscious travel movement. Imad is a big advocate. He always preaches about being eco-responsible, and about just being, when we travel, just being responsible and not care about the planet. I mean, we have a lot of values, I know, but these are all values that we stand for, and these are all values that we use when we travel. So the idea also is to give our fellow travelers the opportunity to bring local solutions to global problems by pairing grassroots organizations with donors and international volunteers willing to give a helping hand. Which means that because we had a lot of attention on social media and we had a lot of followers, we didn't want to just get likes and get sponsors. We also wanted to do missions and try to help different communities. And we thought that, you know, if we can use the positive side of social media instead of just showing the beauty side of social media, why don't we use that? And so the online world was a very nice platform to be able to share this experience. So we use our social media accounts to keep in contact with the fellow travelers by sharing quotes, photos, and daily travel inspirations. So this was at the beginning. This was when we were kind of building our platform. We were just using social media. We didn't have a website, so we thought it would be the best way to get exposure. And you know, today you speak by the number of followers you have. People, if you have a lot of followers, you are like, oh yeah, I'll follow you. Oh, that's cool. They want to talk to you. If you don't have a lot of followers, it's actually very sad, because today in 2018, I think it's extremely sad how our world is always surrounded by social media. It's a bit, I mean, I can't really talk about it because I can't talk about the negative side because I use a lot of social media, but since we started back in 2012 until today, we kind of shifted our the way we think and the way we post and share. And today we only try to share about the positive side of social media. You all saw how Facebook is getting affected by negative posts and how only people are seeking likes and followers and all that stuff. So I think there's going to be a big change in social media world, and I really hope it happens. But for the time being, all we can do is preach about it. Let's get back to the actual fact, globe jumpers. So don't tell me how educated you are, tell me how much you have traveled. I only have a bachelor's degree and I'm trying to do my master's. I was actually accepted at McGill to do my master's here. I have a 2.4 GPA, which is extremely low. I have a very low GPA because I was always traveling and I didn't really care about studying. And the only reason why they accepted me at McGill is because I have traveled so much and I did so many humanitarian missions by myself that they're like, yeah, we'll give him a shot. And it turned out to be fine. I'm not telling you don't study. You should study and you should get good grades. But I mean, if you can get your ways, why not? So this is a shot taken in Beijing. Traveling and leave you speechless, and then it tells you into storyteller. That's why I'm here today. I can talk to you about all my adventures the whole night, but I only have 20 minutes, probably have 12 minutes left. So I'll move on. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try, and I tried. You know, I had the opportunity to go and help my parents with their business in Qatar. I had the opportunity to make a lot of money, but I decided to follow my passion. I decided to travel. And every day today on on Instagram and Facebook, we post a picture. Whether or not it's a jump or not, you know, just talking about our travels. Sometimes we post other people's jump. I just want to show you how fascinating it was just receiving a lot of jumps from a lot of people. These are actually not my pictures. These are people that took the pictures themselves and they sent it to us. But it's pretty incredible how you can start a movement on social media and people will get inspired and they will start doing the same thing. It's overwhelming also to get positive messages, also people telling you that you're inspiring them to travel. These are some of the pictures. They're pretty amazing. They're pretty amazing to see. You know, every time I receive a picture I get tagged on social media, I'm blown away. And it's very challenging, it's very nice. And yeah, I just wanted to share with you just a bit to show you how our social media grew bigger by time and time. Today we're around, between all platforms, we're around 140,000 followers, which is pretty nice. But we're more focused today on quality and doing missions rather than getting followers. Actually, I think I lost 10,000 followers within the last year just because I've been interacting less and being less online and focusing more on missions. So yeah, I mean, these are some of the cool pictures that I sent, that I have been receiving. This is one of the best shots. This is in Machu Picchu, one of the best shots I've received and posted online. I think it got like 8,000 likes. And yeah, like I said, today we're 130,000 followers, 18,000 on Facebook, 22,000 on followers. We do have a lot of attention on Instagram because it's the easiest for us as travel photographers. We just go online and post them. But yeah, like I told you, I've lost a lot of followers, and that's because I've been interacting less and focusing more on my work. But this is the beautiful part of why I came here today, to tell you about the missions we've done. The first one we've done is called Aya Jumps. Who is Aya? Aya is this little girl here, and this shot was taken in Gobi Desert in Mongolia. Now, some of you, all of you, half of you here come from China, right? And Imad and I, both of us, we had a dream is to take the Trans-Siberian train and to travel from Mongolia to China. And we decided to bring with us this special lady. I'll show you her face. This is Aya. She has Down syndrome. I don't know if you know what Down syndrome is. Trisomie 21. She has Down syndrome. She is Imad's sister. She's an athlete. She does a lot of sports. She speaks 4 languages. She's very stimulated. She's very awake. And we decided to travel with her for 6 weeks. And we decided to cross from Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia by just public transport, with nothing booked, only a flight from Ulaanbaatar going from Montreal and leaving from Beijing back to Montreal. And our challenge was to cross all this distance with her and get to Guilin in south of China. And it was fascinating. It was amazing. We had a beautiful experience. We traveled 4,900 kilometers. We got there, we got to Ulaanbaatar, we met a guide, and it was very friendly, and then we drove together around Mongolia, and then we took the Trans-Siberian train in central Mongolia, and then we got to Beijing, and I'll show you funny pictures later on, but the experience by itself was amazing. Now, if you ask me why did we decide to do that, we decided to do that because we wanted to give Aya the opportunity to be able to travel with us. This was on a train in Beijing in the metro. We were dancing. We danced all over China. People were looking at us very weird, but it was very funny to see the people's reaction. That was the first mission we did, crossing Mongolia, and we filmed a documentary about it, and our aim was to show that people with mental disability can also travel if we give them an opportunity. Then we come to, you all know this place where it is. I would show you the video, but I still have 5 minutes. I'll show you the video at the end. This is one of the shots that we took in the Trans-Siberian train. This was on a sleeping train. First time in China I took a bus on a sleeping train, 15 hours from the borders to Beijing, and this was on a train. Actually, this was on the first one. The previous one was on a bus. This was on a train, 27-hour train from Beijing to Guilin. You know the distance. That was crazy. It was something that I would never do again because I was in the last section because there was no seats whatsoever. And you can see on my face how painful it was. You can see the people, how they're traveling. But people do this journey every day. And it's fascinating to see how people travel. The next one is Chapter 2, Burundi. Burundi is in East Central Africa. After working with mental disability, I kind of got a knowledge more about mentally disabled people. And I had the opportunity to travel to Burundi and to host a school for mentally disabled children. With the help of my social media, I raise funded $2,290 with a raise funder, and online we did a campaign and we collected $3,000. So we had a total of only 6,000 Canadian dollars. I did a small video online, put it on my social media, got 15 volunteers. And yeah, we just, these are all the beautiful volunteers, and we just went to Burundi. Of course, I teamed up with the foundation. And yeah, we did a summer camp, colonie de vacances, for around 200 kids suffering from different mental disability, Down syndrome, autism, and even some of the kids had psychosis and different mental problems. And yeah, we were just doing working on the five signs, working on mobilité, on the vision, and how to read, how to write for exactly a month. We even had a nursery, and it was one of the best experiences I've done in my whole life. I'm very grateful to be able to have done that. We were there for exactly a month, but we teamed up with an association over there, and we kept on doing, we kept our promise on, we're sponsored 3 mentally disabled kids, and we're working with Feed a Child Burundi, who's a foundation over there that take care of the children that live on the streets. And these are all positive sides of the social media, that how I use social media and the benefit of using social media in a positive way. And like today we have a Sunday meal every Sunday, every first Sunday of every month. We have a meal sponsored by us. We do fundraisers every now and then, and we have a chance to offer these kids a meal. We've been doing that for 1.5 years, and I personally have vouched to keep this going on until the Globe Jumper exists. These are some of the pictures that we're taking about a few weeks ago. Some of these kids are still being fed. Unfortunately, there was a civil war happening over there for the past year. It couldn't work, but we have people on the ground that are still helping these kids. I just want to show you how we organize our trips. We pick a country, we choose a project or a foundation, we find volunteers, we raise money, we jump, we explore, we travel, and then we always travel responsibly. Now, how you can help, I'll give you my cards when I'm done here. You can all follow me on social media if you would like, and you can also go on my website. You can donate to some of the previous missions or some of the foundations I have teamed up with. You can sponsor us, jump with us, you can share, you can follow us. That helps a lot. And I recently did a project with some of the Syrian refugees that were caught in the border in Greece. I had a friend, a photographer that was there, and I just told him to shoot a few pictures of some of the kids jumping in on the borders, and I got some amazing results. I did a campaign. I collected $1,000 in a week, and we bought them lamps so they can, because they were all living in a tent, so we got them lamps, and that was also another mission I did. Some of the missions now I do them online. Like I told you, I don't have to be on the ground. I just use the positive side of my social media, and I get it for the good benefits. I also give conferences like this one around all the schools and some of the universities. That's also something I love to do, especially talking to the kids, inspiring them to travel around the world. And yeah, summer camps, fantastic. I also travel along Donner Sans Compter. It's a blood foundation. It's a blood foundation, so I like to preach about the importance of giving blood. I travel with this logo around the world, and I've also been to Ushuaia, which is the last country in South America, which was pretty awesome with this logo. And yeah, don't be afraid. This is my website, www.theglobejumpers.org. You can visit me, you can follow me, you can like me, you can donate, you can do whatever you want. And yeah, this is it, the Globe Jumpers. Now before I leave, I know I still have a minute. It's a 1-minute video. I would like to show you a teaser of our mission in Burundi that we did with Aya.
Elle en peut plus. Il est fatigué.
Have no place to go. Have no place to go. Goodbye, baby. Yes, I'm going. Yes, I'm going.
T'es fatigué? Un peu?
Darling, have no place to go. Have no place to go. Darling, have no place to go. Have no place to go. Darling, when that train roll up and out, I come walking out. Come walking out.